Hi, my name's Megan, and I wanted to do a get ready with me while I talk about all the books series that I'm gonna DNF in 2024. But like I also already DNF'd because I've decided I'm not going to be doing that. So I already did my skincare. So I got a prime. Okay. So the first book series that I'm gonna DNF is gonna be the Magnolia Park series because I read the first book and I know everybody knows, well, if you don't know, the cheating trope is like really bad in Magnolia Parks, and I'm not a fan of the cheating trope, so I'm not going to continue. And I just couldn't take like the push-pull relationship that they had. Like, she would do something horrible that would kind of involve somebody else, and then he would do something horrible, and it was like, you both are pretty horrible and you both deserve each other, and you need to stop involving other people in your terrible toxic relationship because it's hurting other people at this point. Anyway, I was not a fan of those two, so I will not continue that series on. Anyway, the second book the book series that I'm gonna DNF, and this one is so controversial because I know this is like people's favorite Sarah J. Maas series of all time, but it's not mine, is Throne of Glass. And I've already read up to book 3 of Throne of Glass, and I hated it. Did not like the first one. Well, okay, I shouldn't say hate. That's such a strong word. I didn't love book 1. I thought it was kind of like okay. It was a little boring. But that's fine. Like, it's a YA, so I kind of wasn't expecting the best. But yeah, it was boring. And everyone said, oh, but book 2 gets better. Now, book 2 was really boring, in my opinion, and I really hated that. And I was like, oh God, I hate this series. And I honestly was gonna DNF the series at that point. And then everyone said, well, book 3 is the best. Book 3, that's where it gets going. And I was like, okay. And I had already requested from the library, because thank God I didn't buy these books, because I DNF'd the series. So anyway, so book 3 was where everyone said, oh, it's really good. Anyway, so I read book 3 and I hated it. And now I'm never gonna go back to that series because I don't even care if you tell me book 6 gets really good, book 7 changed their life. I know like everyone says Kingdom of Ash, that's like the one that they're obsessed with. I don't care. At this point, I do not care. Like, I'm not invested. I don't care about Selena. I'm sorry. I know it's some people's favorite series of all time. It's not going to be mine because I'm not going to finish the series. Also, okay, I guess I'm going to do, I have like a very flat face right now. So I'm going to do bronzer, and I'm using the Undone bronzer because I got it on clearance at Ulta. Next series I'm DNFing is going to be the Addicted Calloway Sisters series. I don't like this series. I just read Addicted to You, and you know, I have an addict in my family, and maybe that's why I hated it so much, is because I see what addicts do to families, and I see what like someone with alcoholism can do to a family, and it's frustrating being the family member on the other side of that and seeing how like selfish they really were to their families was so frustrating, and I hated reading it, and I didn't really care. I don't think they're good together. I think they need to go their separate ways and become friends, find people that actually help them in their lives because they're terrible for each other, and I don't like them. So did not love that book, but I owned it. And right now I'm trying to get rid of all my books in my physical TBR, and I own Ricochet. So I'm reading Ricochet right now, and I heard that Ricochet is the worst one in the series, and since I hated Addicted to You so much, I can only imagine how much I'm going to hate Ricochet. So we'll see, but I'm gonna read it. Probably not gonna love it, honestly. Okay, this is what we're working with so far, like a little bit of dimension. Also, I'm going to lunch because my friend is moving, so that's what I'm getting ready for, because it's like, I don't even know. I don't have a watch on, but it's like 10 o'clock in the morning. We're going out to lunch at 11:30, and it's downtown, so I have to find parking, so I'm getting ready now. All right. So anyway, so I'm reading Ricochet right now, and I don't really love it so much. I have to say it's better than Addicted to You, because at least, like, she's trying to get better. Not really for her. She still doesn't care about herself, I guess. But she's trying to get better because she doesn't want to lose Lo in her life, and he basically, this is going to be a spoiler, but in book 1, he basically said, like, wait for me, which she kind of took as she's going to lose him if she sleeps with somebody else, which she probably will, because he's, like, going off, getting better, and she has no therapist or anything yet, which, granted, I'm sure finding a sex therapist is probably really hard. I've never tried it, but I imagine, oh shoot, okay, I imagine it's probably very difficult. So she hasn't gotten a therapist yet. She probably will towards the end of the book, but we'll see. Okay, next series that I'm gonna DNF, because there was a lot. Let's see, I don't know, I can't think of any right now, so let me tell you the series that I soft DNF'd that I'm gonna go back to and finish the series this year, because I'm trying to, like, get through all my physical TBR, which includes finishing series up. So the first series I know, like, off the top of my head, is Crescent City. I've read the first book. Did not love the first, well, sorry if you can hear my dogs, but okay, it's not that I didn't like the first book. I didn't love it. I didn't love, like, 75% of the book, and then all of a sudden we got to the last, like, 150, oh, I'm using my cream blush now. We got to the last, like, 250, no, not even, probably like 150 pages, and I liked it because it picked up, and then that was all that I liked. I am gonna finish the Crescent City series. I finished book 1, and it took me a really long time because that book is huge, and the second book is even bigger, and one of the volunteers where I work, because I work at a hospital, so we have volunteers, she's reading the second book, and she said it's slower than the first book, which I told her, I was like, I don't even understand how you get slower than the first book, because the first book was glacial. So how do you get slower than that? And she said, it just is. And I was like, oh God. I have to finish Crescent City because I heard so many good things about that book series. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and buy every single book. Also, they had them at Costco, so it wasn't that hard. Like, I just went ahead and bought them. And I wish I didn't, because honestly, if I didn't own them at this point, I probably would have not finished the series. But I also heard that Cassian comes up in one of the books. I don't know if that's a spoiler. I don't know if that actually happens, but that's what I heard. So if he does, I'll be really excited, because I freaking loved ACOTAR. So I was very disappointed. So anyway, Crescent City is one that I soft DNF'd. I have the last 2 books, so I have to finish that book, and then I'll be done with the Crescent City series, the last 2 books. Anyway, so that was a book that or a series that I soft DNF'd. The next book series that I soft DNF'd that I'm going to come back to is the Harley LaRue Her Soul to Take series, because I read Her Soul to Take because I owned it and I loved it, and then I read Her Soul for Revenge and I liked it, but I didn't love it as much as Her Soul to Take. And so the last book that I have in that series is gonna be The Soul of a Witch. The Soul of a Witch. That's the last book I have. This is what we're looking like so far. You probably can't tell because the lighting's so bad, but it looks nice, I think. So anyway, last book in that series is The Soul of a Witch, and I'm like 100% planning on coming back to that series, like even sooner than Crescent City, because I only have the one book left in the series. And so I'm gonna come back to it. I just have to figure out when, because I'm also in school full time. Okay, anyway, back to topic. What other series did I soft DNF? Oh, Rhapsodic, because I own the whole series, and yes, I really liked the first book, not as much as her Four Horsemen series, but like I did like it, and so I'm gonna go back to that series. Going to go back to it once I read some like books that I don't really vibe with, so that I can get rid of them, so they got off my shelf, because I have so many right now. And I have like, I'm subscribed to Mystic Box, Bell Book Box, and Arcane Society, so like I have a lot of books coming in the mail and they have no place to go right now. I'm not going to put them on the floor, because right now I have some of my special editions on the floor because there's no room for them on my shelf. So I have to read some crappy books first, and then if they're really crappy, like I will DNF them. But like if they're tolerable, then I'll just read them. The next book series that I'm actually gonna hard DNF, because I owned like 3 of the books in this series and I hated them. Well, I didn't mind the first one, but I did not like the second, to the point that I unhauled the third without even reading it, because I hated the second one so much. And that is going to be the Lovelight Farms series. I don't know if I haven't seen a lot about the rest of the series, but I despised the second book. All it was like, so the whole premise of it is it's a one-night stand, like, to a relationship love story. And that just sounds horrible already. Nothing against, like, if your one-night stand became, like, the love of your life. Like, I'm really happy it worked out for you. But for me personally, I don't want to read about that in a book. They, like, have a one-night stand. It's Evelyn from the first book and Beckett, the farmer. And I did not love all their miscommunication. Like, it was just very frustrating to read. It's like, literally, you guys are so in love with each other. Everyone in the whole world can see it, to the point that the Bone Tree is having conversations about y'all. And you're just kind of ignoring all the signs and like, oh, he doesn't love me like that. Like, he doesn't want me. Be so fucking for real. Like, open your eyes and just tell each other how you feel. And that is why I hated that book so much, because they could not. They were basically children. I shouldn't say children, because they were having sex, but they were just like absolutely ridiculous, and it was so ridiculous to read. So didn't love that. Let me do my setting spray now. I don't know why I went like this. I haven't sprayed it yet. Okay. This is what we're working with for base and eyeshadow. It'll look good once everything's together. Anyway, so I'm not going to finish the Lovelight Farm series. Not a fan. And what other series? Oh, I did soft DNF a Sophie Lark series, but it's not because I don't plan on. It's because they're so good that I'm trying to like get rid of books that I don't love. And in order for me to do that, I have to take a break from a series that I do love. Because, like, you know, when you read a really crappy book and then you just don't feel like reading for a while, I saved the Sophie Lark books so that when I don't feel like reading, then I can just pick up a Sophie Lark book and I know I'll love it and I'll be able to like actually enjoy reading. I soft DNF'd the Brutal Birthright series by Sophie Lark, and I loved those series. Oh, this is my Jeffree Star mirror. I thought it was so cute because it's like very like, well, you know what it looks like. But anyway, I thought it was really cute. But anyway, so I soft DNF'd that series, but it's because I want to like go back to it when I'm in a reading slump so that I can actually enjoy reading. I feel like a wing is so much for lunch, but we're rolling with it. So anyway, I think those are all the series that I soft DNF'd. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I'm so scatterbrained. I thought of another series that like I hard DNF'd. And that is, here it goes. Okay. I don't even know the name of it. I guess it's the Touch of Darkness series, the Monsters and Muses, whatever you want to call it. But that series, I feel like if I had read that a year ago, maybe even 2 years ago, I would have been like all over that series. But I didn't. I read it this year and I hated it. And I'm never going to pick that series up again because I thought they were stupid. I thought the characters were dumb. Didn't love anything about it. So I'll not go back to that. I forgot my least favorite thing about this eyeliner pen is it like, I don't know if you can see it, like fans out. No, you can't see, but it like fans out a little bit and it's my least favorite thing about this. Anyway, so I think those are all the series that I hard DNF'd this year. I soft DNF'd. And I think that's it. Let me finish up with my mascara, my eyeliner. I'm going to take these out and then maybe I'll pick out an outfit too. Well, hopefully because I'm in my pajamas, so I'm not going to go to lunch like this. But I have done a lot of reading this year, honestly, for being in school full time. I read 25 books so far this year. And I was pretty impressed with myself with that. My mom, she has to take like a bus. So she drives to a parking lot. And then on the parking lot, there's an employee shuttle. And so she takes the employee shuttle to get to work. And so she has 30 minutes on this shuttle every day. 30 minutes there and 30 minutes back. And so she reads so much. So we're like in competition. I think she's read 50 books this year. So, which I do not have an employee shuttle because I live 10 minutes down the street from the hospital that I work at. So, I don't get that kind of time to read. See, this is why I love the Maneater mascara. Like, this is terrible lighting, but let me see. You can like kind of see like the difference. I'll show you a better angle once I'm finished, but anyway, I feel like I've read a lot of really bad books this year, and I think it's in my quest to get rid of my insane physical TBR right now. And I think that's why I've been reading so many crappy books. It's because I'm just trying to get rid of it, and it's not helping because now I'm in like a reading slump from reading all these like books that I don't love. So I might just get over it and just stop going with my physical TBR. I will say I have been buying from TikTok Shop because I guess on TikTok Shop, like if you buy from there and you buy from the author, they make more money than if you buy it from Amazon. Plus, I am so anti Jeff Bezos, so I've been trying to buy like from other places so that I don't support Jeff Bezos all the time. I've been buying from there, and so I'm reading Greer Rivers' Tattered Curtain. I think it's the Tattered Curtain series. Oh, I didn't do anything on my lips. I forgot about that. Anyway, I've been reading from the Tattered Curtain series, and I just started it last night, and it's a stalker romance, and like, I love dark romance. Okay, it's my bread and butter. I got a new coworker at work, and she thinks I'm a nut job because I read, but she reads, like, she likes it too. Like, she's a big H.G. Carlton fan, thanks to me now. But anyway, and so she's been reading all the stuff that I've been reading. I love stalker romance, and that is what the first one is about, and it's called Phantom, and I think it's a Phantom of the Opera retelling. And so she gets arrested in the first chapter, and there's like this mystery man watching her get arrested, and she's like, oh my god, he's hot. And that's where I'm at so far, and I think I already love it. So I'm gonna continue on with those because I don't know. That's another thing I'll try and do. I'll try and wait and like only read a dark romance series when I'm in a reading slump because I know I'm gonna love it. Getting rid of my physical TBR has been so difficult because it turns out I have terrible taste in books, like for shopping, or I'm just very gullible and I'll buy a book with one review, and the one review will be super positive, and I'll be like, sold, I'm gonna buy it. Or I don't even see a review. I just see someone make those videos on TikTok, and it's like dark romances you need to read, or romances you need to read, and it has no explanation. I'm like, done. Okay, say less, sis. And then I'll buy it. It's got me to the problem where I am now. Okay, I think it's time. I don't know how good these curls are gonna look because they were only in for like, I don't even know what time it is. They're only in for like an hour and a half. That's fine. I'm gonna take them out. But I will buy a book series with very little explanation. Okay, for only being in an hour and a half, they look pretty good. Here, let me shake them out. My hair looks really big. Kind of looks like my mom in the 80s. You don't know what my mom looks like, but she had big hair, so. Wow, I think I don't look too bad today. I just don't know what I'm gonna do with my hair because I hate like leaving it down. I have to have it pinned out of my face, so. But yeah, if you've read any of these book series and you love them and you hate me for saying anything bad about them, I'm so sorry. It's my opinion. Please tell me why. Please tell me like if they get better. Like, let me know, because maybe I will go back to them after I finish my physical TBR quest. I'm not even trying to read all my books in my physical TBR. I'm trying to read a third. And you're probably like, wow, that's not even that many. And you're wrong. It is so many. I have so many books. I'll show you like a picture of how bad it is. But thank you for watching, and let me know what books I should read next. I probably will buy them. All you have to say is the title. So, thank you.